Sheriff, thank you very much. What you're trying to do in Bexar County, this discussion of making sure that screening happens immediately upon initial booking, that's cutting edge. That's something that we're not seeing just about anywhere, and we can't wait to see it in San Antonio first. So thank you very much for all you're doing. We've reached the end of our program, and I'm going to introduce our final speaker, and that is a person who we're thrilled is on our board of directors at the Council of State Governments Justice Center. Earlier today, Congressman Frank Wolf from Pennsylvania, the chairman of the House Appropriations Subcommittee for the Department of Justice, announced the establishment of the Chuck Colson Task Force, which is a group of leaders across the country focusing on the federal corrections system. They asked one state corrections director to serve on that task force, and the person they asked was Secretary John Wetzel. He leads the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections, which is a system with 50,000 plus inmates. He's going to talk to you about two things, not only why it's so important to have state government be a partner to counties and not leave counties on their own on this, but also just how appreciative he is of the central role that counties play, because he too was a jail administrator. So please join me in welcoming Secretary Wetzel.
Thank you so much, Mike, for the opportunity to come here. And as Mike said, I've worked as a county jail person for most of my natural life, actually, starting as a correctional officer at age 20, working my way up through the county system. I spent the past 4 years as the Secretary of Corrections in Pennsylvania, the state system. So I probably bring a unique perspective in that. But there's really not much to add to what we've heard. And in particular, I want to thank NAMI, and I want to thank you and Bill, who left. Because I think what gets lost oftentimes, and I just want to bring everybody back for a second, to get away from the numbers and think about the people and think about the humans who are impacted, who have an issue. And if that issue was an imbalance in the amount of sugar in their blood, we take them to the hospital. But because that issue is in their mind, we throw them in jail. And that's where we're at. And the numbers support it. And so I would ask you, as Americans, as a country, this is really a value statement. And why I think that this is so monumental is because I think we've all said enough. And I think we're all at a place where we say that our approach, our flawed approach to responding to mental illness is not consistent with our values. But the path forward is not a path that we all take individually, because that's what we've done for the past 30 years, and how's that working out? It's not. It's a path that we need to take together. State and county, people in my position, everything we do is with self-interest, unapologetically. And when we get better outcomes at the county jail where the rubber meets the road, we get less at the state level. And frankly, the county has a better opportunity to keep individuals not just not coming back, but successful, reintegrated with their family, healthy, all the things we want. So this is the absolute perfect place for this initiative to start, at the county jail where the rubber meets the road. And yes, we can say as a value, we don't think mentally ill offenders should come to jail, but they're there. And one thing that jails do better than anyone is that we just deal with whatever we get. And people all the time say, oh my God, we have so many mentally ill in jails, they'll never adjust. My concern is that we will adjust. So for states and counties to partner with folks like NAMI, who's stakeholders around the table, and the vehicle for how we move forward, the vehicle is data and successes. And we've had successes all over the country, but they've been individual and they've been incremental. And the only path to get beyond that, and people talk about reform all the time, we're way beyond reform, folks. The only path to where we need to get to, which is system transformation, is this path right here. So to all of you who are involved, to the folks in Congress, the congressional staffers, we're having some great success in corrections reform around the country. And it's about time we roll up our sleeves, and we want to stay away from this issue because it's so complicated. And Fred laid out in 8 minutes something that could probably be an 8-week course. And it's so complicated, so we've been scared to address it. But the time is now. It's inconsistent with our values, and we have the opportunity, given this mechanism and this structure and this group, to provide leadership, to truly transform our approach to mental illness in America. So thank you, and let's go get some work done.